Do you ever catch yourself doing something and think, why am I like this? Maybe you procrastinate until the last minute, ghost people you love, or push yourself to exhaustion because you have to be productive every second of the day. You tell yourself it's just a bad habit or your personality. But here's the truth no one told you. That behavior might not be who you are. It might be what happened to you. Many of the things we call flaws, emotional detachment, clinginess, people-pleasing, aren't just quirks, they're survival tools. And what helped you survive in the past might now be ruining your relationships, your health, and your sense of peace. So today we're not just going to label 12 toxic behaviors. We're going to pull them apart and expose them for what they really are: trauma responses dressed up as personality traits. If you've ever wondered why you sabotage yourself, why you avoid love, or why you can't say no, your answer might be here. Let's start with the one that paralyzes you before you even know what's happening. Number 12, the freeze response. Ever been in a high-pressure situation and your brain just shuts down? You don't fight, you don't run, you just sit there, frozen like a deer in headlights. That's not laziness or indecision. That's your nervous system going into freeze mode. This survival mechanism gets triggered when fight or flight isn't an option, like when you were a kid and couldn't escape a toxic home. Your brain learned that doing nothing felt safer than doing anything. So now, in adulthood, your brain still uses that same outdated emergency plan, even during a work meeting or a tough conversation. But what used to protect you now holds you back. You're not stuck, you're frozen. And that's not the same thing. Number 11, the people pleaser. You say yes when you mean no. You overextend yourself. You morph into what people want, just to avoid conflict. Why? Because somewhere along the way, you learned that your needs come last. Maybe you grew up in a household where love was conditional, only given when you were obedient, quiet, or useful. So your brain wired itself to keep you safe. Don't cause waves, don't make demands, and above all, don't disappoint anyone, because rejection felt like danger. But people-pleasing isn't kindness, it's self-erasure, and constantly choosing others over yourself will eventually leave you with nothing left to give, even to the people you love. Number 10, fear of abandonment. You text back instantly. You replay every word from a conversation, afraid you said the wrong thing. You panic when someone takes too long to reply. That's not being sensitive, that's fear, specifically fear of being left behind. This usually starts when we're young and someone we needed wasn't consistent. Maybe a parent was physically absent. Maybe they were there but emotionally unpredictable. Either way, your brain learned love disappears. Be ready. So now, you hold on too tightly. You constantly seek reassurance. But love built on fear isn't love, it's survival. Healing means learning that not everyone leaves. But first, you have to stop abandoning yourself. Number 9, attachment issues. Some people can't function without constant closeness. Others can't breathe when someone gets too close. And the kicker, it's all the same wound, just two different ways of hiding it. Whether you're clingy or emotionally shut down, both are rooted in attachment trauma. Somewhere, connection felt unsafe, so your brain either craves it desperately or avoids it entirely. But in both cases, it's fear, not freedom, that's driving the behavior. And the saddest part, most people with attachment issues blame themselves, thinking they're too much or too cold. But the truth is, you were just protecting your heart the only way you knew how. Number 8, impulsive, risky behavior. Ever done something reckless and thought, why did I do that? Impulsivity often isn't about thrill-seeking, it's about escaping. When you've got unresolved emotional pain bubbling under the surface, your brain will take any distraction it can get. Risky behavior gives you that hit of adrenaline that drowns out the hurt, even if only for a second. It's not about being wild or irresponsible. It's about numbing pain, drinking, overspending, picking fights, diving into toxic relationships. These aren't random. They're attempts to feel something other than the ache inside you. Number 7, overworking yourself. Some people run from their problems. You, on the other hand, run into work. You're constantly busy, always striving, never resting, because slowing down feels terrifying. Why? Because rest makes room for feelings, and feelings bring up memories you've buried. So you overwork to outrun the past. If you believe you're only valuable when you're productive, that's not ambition, it's trauma. You're not lazy for needing rest. You're human, and you deserve peace even when you're not earning it. Number 6, hyper-independence. You don't ask for help, ever. You tell yourself it's strength, but deep down, you know it's something else, fear. If you grew up in chaos, betrayal, or neglect, you probably learned that the only person you could count on was you. So now you build walls instead of bridges. You don't rely on anyone, because relying on people feels like handing them a weapon. But independence becomes isolation when it's used as armor. You don't need to do everything alone, and needing someone isn't weakness. It's human connection. Number 5, overcompensating in relationships. You give and give and give until you're empty. You keep loving people who barely show up. You tell yourself that if you just do enough, they'll love you back. Spoiler alert, this isn't love. It's desperation disguised as devotion. It's the childhood belief that love is something you earn, not something you deserve. You're not hard to love. You just learn to equate effort with worth. Healing means realizing that real love doesn't need to be chased or proven. It's mutual, or it's not love at all. Number 4, dissociation. Ever feel like you're floating outside your body? Or like you're watching your life happen instead of living it? That's dissociation. And it's not just zoning out. It's your brain's emergency exit during pain. When trauma hits and your mind can't process what's happening, it checks out. It detaches from reality to keep you safe. But when dissociation becomes chronic, you lose touch with your feelings, your memories, and even your identity. It's not your fault. But healing means slowly learning to feel safe inside your own mind and body again. Number 3, codependency. You need someone, not in a cute rom-com way, but in a I don't exist without them kind of way. Your mood depends on them. Your identity bends around them. You give until you disappear. Codependency isn't love. It's survival mode for people who were taught that love equals responsibility. You became the fixer, the helper, the caregiver, because it was the only way to feel needed and therefore safe. But you are not responsible for fixing anyone. You're allowed to have needs. You're allowed to be whole on your own. Number 2, self-sabotage. Everything is going well, so you destroy it. You procrastinate. You pick fights. You quit right before success. Sound familiar? That's self-sabotage, and it often masks something deeper, fear of happiness. Because if you've been through pain, your brain starts to believe that good things don't last. So instead of waiting for the crash, you create it. But you weren't born thinking you didn't deserve good thing. That belief was planted in you. Healing means pulling it out by the root. Number 1, social withdrawal. You're not just an introvert. You isolate because people feel dangerous. Crowds drain you. Conversations feel risky. You disappear, not because you want to be alone, but because connection feels unsafe. This is often the result of relational trauma, where the people who were supposed to protect you caused you pain. So now you avoid intimacy to avoid getting hurt again. But humans are wired for connection. Isolation might feel safe, but it's not sustainable. The real challenge? Learning to trust again, slowly, and with the right people. Honorable. Mention, you can't say no. You say yes even when you're screaming no inside. Why? Because saying no feels like rejection, and rejection to your nervous system feels like danger. If you were taught that love is conditional, based on your usefulness or obedience, then setting boundaries can feel like a betrayal. But it's not. Boundaries are love in action. They say, I respect myself enough not to abandon me, even for you. Trauma doesn't always show up as flashbacks or panic attacks. Sometimes it looks like being the strongest person in the room. Sometimes it looks like working 80 hours a week. And sometimes it looks like never asking for help because you're afraid no one will show up. But healing is possible. Your behaviors are not your destiny. They're messages. And once you decode them, you can begin to unlearn the fear, the guilt, the shame, and start building a life that feels safe and fulfilling. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. You just need to be honest enough to start healing. If this video helped you recognize yourself, share it with someone who might need the same reminder. You are not broken, you're healing. And that starts with awareness.